Okay, so I will try to make this video really quick because first of all, I have no source of, I don't know, cold or I don't know, it's really hot and my fans and my air conditioner, they are all turned off because I noticed that you can hear them in the background of my videos. So appreciate the fact that I am filming without anything and I am just sweating my face off. But you know what? We're just gonna continue because I feel like this video is one that I have really just been wanting to make, and yeah, I will try to be as brief as possible. I wanted to discuss the Shatter Me series. I have the box set right here. They're not in the right order, but you know what, we're just gonna go with it. I just want to say my overall thoughts. I believe Shatter Me 3 stars, Unravel Me 4 stars, which I am now reconsidering, and Ignite Me I gave 2 stars. I barely give books 2 stars or 1 stars or 3 stars. I feel like I'm pretty generous rater. But there were some issues with this series that I just couldn't pass up. And also, I do want to just put the disclaimer there that I really did enjoy these books. I can't say that I didn't enjoy them, but upon reflection, I feel like the issues... Okay, I can't do this. I'm sorry. This is way too hot, so I'm gonna turn on the air conditioner. So I really did enjoy the series, but upon reflecting, I just had to lower my rating because I just can't pass it up. I will address first my issues not concerning Warner, and then I will go to Warner himself and his character and his character development throughout the entire series. So my first issue actually is from Ignite Me. We basically have this entire story and this entire plot based on the reestablishment and how we want to take the reestablishment down, but we actually never get to see the consequences or a realistic battle against the reestablishment. So basically the entire plot of the story just turns out to be a romance. We focus on Julie, a romance, and maybe we can say that I don't know, a development and an improvement in Juliet's character, how she goes from being a really scared person into a person who is confident in who she is, and yeah, her. But overall, most, like 80% of the book is basically just relationships. Juliet with Adam, Juliet thinking about Adam, Juliet thinking about Warner, the fact that Warner can touch her, and then at the middle of Unravel Me, we just get Warner. So I just want to say that I feel like this book, being a dystopian, the book does not have a romantic subplot. I think that it has a, I don't know, dystopian or rather a war story subplot, because I feel like the main thing is the romance itself. And yeah, even at the end, the war or the revolution or whatever, the battle was so underwhelming. It was very unrealistic. We don't get to see consequences to a revolution, like for instance we see in Hunger Games, when we see people dying and the traumatic effects of war. We never get to see those, and it was pretty simple. It was way too easy, in my opinion. So yeah, that was one of the issues that I had not concerning Warner. So let's talk about the character in question. Warner starts off being the story's villain. In Shatter Me, we get to see him. He is the one who brings Juliet out of, I don't know, prison or the facility. And in that moment, we are pretty sure that Warner just wants Juliet to make her a weapon. She has this, I don't know, she has this ability in which she can touch people and she can basically hurt them. And throughout the entire book, we almost see Warner wanting that, and he's very power hungry, and he wants her to embrace who she is. And as we read, we just can't see. Okay, Warner is a very charismatic character. He is very pleasing and very, he is described as good looking, and he always treats Juliet in a nice way, but his actions never reflect that. His actions are very controlling. He controls what she wears, he controls whether she goes out of the room or not, he controls what she eats, all of these things that are clearly problematic and make us see that Warner is not a good character, and he is very selfish, and I don't know, he's just who he is. But then in the second book, we start to change a bit, or even in the novella that happens right after Shatter Me, we get to see Warner who is misunderstood, and we start to get to the part in which we justify his actions and we justify what he does. He reads Juliet's inner thoughts without without her consent. Even when Juliet wishes for him to give her back her journal, he never does. Which sure, you can say that it's a journal, but it is a journal that has very intimate feelings and very intimate experiences, and you can tell that Juliet feels really, really protective over, I don't know, her thoughts and her inner demons and the things that she wrote on this journal. So I feel like it's just really bad for Warner to deny Juliet what is hers. And as we go through the story, especially in Unravel Me and Ignite Me, we start to the point in which we justify the actions of Warner, and we kind of forgive them without him actually really apologizing. I think that he apologizes once or twice, and that is, I believe, when he I don't know, we just get to the part in which we start explaining why Warner did the things he did. For instance, the simulation that happened in Shatter Me, we find out that it was a simulation all along, that it wasn't real. We also get to know that the guy that he shot in the face was abusive towards his wife, and that is why Warner feels compelled to actually kill him instead of, I don't know, maybe imprisoning him, or I don't know the system. I don't know, I just feel like killing isn't really the answer. Yeah, we get to see that. We get to see the fact that Warner apparently, oh my god, the lighting just went down. Warner apparently never wanted Juliet to be a weapon. He just wanted her to cure his mother, despite the fact that throughout the book we never get to see that again. Warner says that he wants Juliet to help him cure his mother, but he never mentions it again. And I feel like that is an aspect that would be something that Warner would say again and again and again. I don't know. It's just, I was so disappointed. I don't know, we just get to see so many things, and the fact that I feel like just Juliet, I don't want to say pities him, but I just want to look for my, because I did notes. I made notes. Another thing that Warner basically did, and we never got to see it addressed again, was the fact that he actually captured Adam and wanted to have him tortured, which is another thing that we never get to see. Juliet herself even starts to question the fact, and she goes and thinks to herself, oh, I forgot that this guy actually wanted to torture Adam, and he wanted to capture him and kill him just because they were together. So I feel like this behavior is just not okay, and we are making Warner to be a tortured, misunderstood boy that, because of the circumstances of his life, he gets to do things and get away with it. So yeah, I really didn't enjoy that aspect of Warner, and I don't know. It's, you know what? The thing that really makes me disappointed and angry is the fact that we are building a story in which Warner is redeemed simply because of Juliet, which builds this idea that women can fix men, which is not true at all. People don't change because of another person. They change because they want to, and they change because they have the will to do so. So we don't even have the only aspect or the only thing that drives Warner to change is Juliet and his love for Juliet and how obsessed he is with her. So there's nothing else. We don't see, yeah, he hates his dad, but that was something that was from the beginning. So that doesn't drive him to, for instance, help other people or I don't know, make friendships. The only reason that he actually reaches out and lets other people in is because Juliet is linked with them. So for instance, Warner talks to Kenji, but it is because Kenji is Juliet's best friend, and Warner lets Adam stay in the compound, but that is because Juliet and the others wish for him to do so, and because he wants to please Juliet, he will do these things. He doesn't do it out of, I don't know, because he wants to. So yeah, that is why I find Warner a bit problematic, and I don't think that he's really that great at all. I know that people just love to rave about him, but I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. So that's basically, I don't want to call it a rant, I want to call it maybe a discussion, because I feel like this character is really, I don't know, adored, and people love him, and I get it. I mean, I read it, and I have to say that I fangirled even when I was reading this book, but I can't pass the fact that there are these tiny little things that aren't right, and that don't portray the way relationships should be. And can we also just talk about the fact that they had sex hours after Warner's mother died, which does not make any sense at all, because we have been building the fact that Warner loves his mom, and the tiny little bit of humanity that Warner has is because of his mom and the relationship that he has with her. So I guess that we can justify this by saying, oh, everyone grieves in a certain way, but I don't know, I just felt like we were building up this importance of Warner's mom, and even when we get to meet her, and we don't even get to meet her because when we see her she's dead, but it is this huge moment plot wise and in the book, and we just know that this is a really heartbreaking moment for Warner. So I don't know, it just felt a bit off, and it even, I feel like it made that moment in which Juliet professes her love for Warner even more underwhelming, because throughout the entire scene you're just thinking about the fact that his mom died not so long ago, and he is acting as if it never happened. So yeah, that is the end of my discussion. I just want to make the disclaimer, guys. I am entitled to my own opinion. I am entitled to discuss these things that I see in books. I do not mean any sort of offense or I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone. I am allowed to not like your favorite book, and if it is, I am not telling you it's not valid for you to like it. It's just I want to discuss these things, and I want people to be more aware of them. So yeah, I think this is my first discussion video. Is it? Yes, it is. So yeah, comment below what you think, what your thoughts are. I would love to, I don't know, just get to see you guys' feelings about this series. I will read Restore Me, and I will read the rest of the series. I believe I have that book already. I don't think that I will be reading it anytime soon though, but I will be sure to read it, and hopefully we can, I don't know, get to see a bit more healthy relationship in Juliet and Warner. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys. Bye.